Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Thelma's Creations and More. Hope you're having a great evening or day, depending on when you're watching this video. I decided to come on here and show you my latest project. And it is this pocketed tag that I am making to send out to my pen pals. And I thought I'd come on here and show you the process of making it. What I liked about this project excuse me, is that it comes out, what you need is an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. I will be using, or first of all, let me start off by saying I am attending a virtual junk journal retreat on Facebook. And on Facebook, I won a mini digital kit. It's called the Mini Butterfly Garden Retreat Digital Kit. It is by Heavenly Designs on Etsy. And this is what I decided to do with one of her, the kit, right? Parts of the kit. And I am going to be using this page from her kit. Isn't it beautiful? I love pastel-y colors. I love butterflies, flowers, anything Christian based. So I love this. Excuse me. It was a kit, but I'm going to use this out of her kit, and it comes with some ephemera. I'm going to be using this little card and this right here, and I'm going to show you how to take one of the digital papers and make the base, the tag base, the pocket. This was a little ephemera piece I showed you. This is another little ephemera piece, but from this paper right here, I'm going to show you how you can get this right here, the pocket, the tag base, a tag, and a little journaling card out of one piece of paper. Isn't it awesome? I will tell you, this is not my original idea. I believe I want to say it was maybe Tracy Fox. So many people that I see on YouTube, but I believe it was Tracy Fox that showed how to do the pocketed tag. If I'm not correct, if I remember, I will try to go and look for who inspired me and put it down in the description box below. But what I do remember is that I tweaked the measurements so that I could get, like I tell you, the base, the pocket, a journaling card, and the pocket out of one piece of paper. And I will be giving you the measurements, and you can come along with me and see how I did it. Besides that, I did use some ink. Let me get that out. I forgot. I used this ink because I had it in my stash. The blue around it. You could easily use Distress ink if you like. I used my Tim Holtz Tiny Attacher piece of ribbon, some glitter glue, a little bit of bling. The glitter glue I used is Studio G glitter glue that I purchased at Michael's in different colors, whatever I had and whatever I could use. So hopefully you can gather up your supplies and join me. So like I said, I printed out the Mini Butterfly Garden Retreat Digital Kit that I got it for free. I won it in the virtual junk journal retreat that I am in right now attending, which by the way, it is awesome. They did announce today that they will be having another one in June, and I cannot wait for that. Thank you to Penny Whitmore for putting that together. She is on Etsy. She is called That's Just Penny, or Penny Whitmore on YouTube. I'm sure she will be announcing it in a couple of days or whenever she feels comfortable to announce it. So let's get ready. You are going to need a paper cutter and a scoreboard. If not, I will show you how you can do without one. And let's get started. Let me put this away. Make sure I'm on frame. Okay. Whoa. We are going to need our paper cutter. For the tag base, the one on top, on the bottom, these are the measurements. It is 3 3/4 wide by 7 inches long. For the pocket, it will be 4 1/2 inches wide, 4 inches long. For the tag, 3 inches wide by 6 1/4 long. And the journaling card, it's 3 inches wide by 3 1/4 inches long. And I'll go through them again, but I just wanted to do a quick run through of that. Now, I do want to call attention to the paper itself, because my paper has designs on it. If you were going to use, per se, a excuse me, a solid piece of cardstock or coffee dyed paper or scrapbook paper that really doesn't have, it has two designs, right? It has a background design, but it has these two elements on it. If you just had the solid one, like all the butterflies, right? You wouldn't have to worry or plan out how you were going to cut out your paper, because it wouldn't matter. However, because I do have these elements on there, and I want to take out the base, a pocket, a journaling card, and a tag, what I have done for me is that I kind of have this little stencil that I put in a bag that I have. So whenever I want to work on journals or Happy Mail, I can take it out and I have the measurements handy, and I can also do what I'm going to show you, which is put them down on the paper itself and try to get out the best of my ability these pieces while conserving the elements on there. Now, since I need a tag, right, that's gonna go in and out, this one, in and out of this, I wanted to use this. I've already made one, so I wanted to use this for the tag, so this will be perfect right there. Now, the tag base is this piece right here, the one on the back where you're going to put the pocket in the front. It really doesn't matter. I don't need, if I were to use this part of it, I'm going to cover this up with a pocket. So I did not want to do that. So I'm going to use this part, all the yellow. This is the journaling card, which is this right here that will be going in and out. And so since it is this size, it works perfectly to be worked, to be done through here. And the pocket right here is 4 1/2 wide by 4 inches long, so I know that I can use this as a pocket. So it helps to make a little stencil when you have papers that have elements on there. Like I said, if you were using a solid color of cardstock, you wouldn't have to worry so much about it. So with that being said, you have two options. If you have the stencils already, all I would have to do is basically trace, right, and then cut out, because it would be ready. But I'm going to show you how to do it with a paper cutter if you don't have the stencils. So I'm going to start off with a tag over here, which is 3 inches wide. So I'm going to take out my paper cutter. This one's a Martha Stewart I bought at Michael's, which I enjoy. So it's going to be, the tag is 3 inches wide, so 3 inches wide by 6 1/4. 6 1/4. We can keep this to see if we can work with it later. So here is our tag. The tag base is 3 3/4 inches wide, 3 3/4 by 7 inches long. So here's our tag base. The pocket is 4 1/2 4.5 inches wide by 4 inches. So 4 and what was it? 4.5. Okay, I can't go this way, but do I have 4 here? It's a little shorter. 4.5, 4.5. 5, 4. Okay. Oh, I know what happened, but that is okay. Let me do this one, which is 3 inches long. Okay. This will be great. Right, 3 by 3. Oops, I moved it over with this. Okay. I'm going to explain to you. Okay. Alright. This is my journaling card, and then this will be 4.5 by 4. Okay. Alright. So, then I'm going to need the scoreboard for this pocket. Now, when I downloaded this page, this digital image, it did have a little border around it that was white, and so when I cut it off, it actually was a little bit smaller than an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, and that's why my journaling card and my pocket are going to be a little bit shorter than the measurement on here because of the edge of the border. What you can do is take off the edge, the margin, right, so it could print fully on your paper, and then you'll have a truly an 8.5 by 11 inch of paper. But like I said, let's see, this is my tag. That's what happened to mine. So you're gonna take your pocket size, which was 4.5 wide by 4 inches long, and on the 4.5 inch wide side, you're going to score. Oh, you have to make sure the direction of your paper. I'm so sorry. So actually, this is going to be the 4 inch side. It depends on your paper and the direction of your paper. So you're going to score 1/2 inch all the way around. So you're going to flip it 1/2 inch, flip it 1/2 inch. Then you're going to take your corners, and right where they intersect, you're going to cut off the corners, or miter the corners, as some people say. And let me show you what that piece is going to look like. It's going to look like this. Now first, I'm going to fold it, and I'm going to put it on my tag base, which is that piece behind that's going to go behind your pocket. So because of the size difference of the paper, I am going to have borders around, and I'm going to have to cut my tag a little smaller excuse me, because of the because of the margin of the paper. Remember I told you it ended up being shorter. So I am using this, and I'm making it work. Basically what you're going to do is make sure that whatever your tag base width is, you're going to use the same for the pocket. You're going to score at 1/2 inch all the way around, so that will give you a border around it. You'll be able to see it more once I distress it. I did have this little piece of the butterfly, so I'm going to cut it off, or cut it down, so I won't have that piece there. I'm going to take a hole punch, this one, circle rounder, kind of put it in the middle, make a little notch. So because I made this a little smaller so that I could only work with one sheet of that digital print, this tag is not going to fit. So now I'm just gonna have to trim it down. I'll take my scissors. The measurements that I will give you is from an 8.5 by a true 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. But like I said, I remembered that it had a white border around it and I had to cut it off. So my sizes are a little off for that reason. But you know, we'll make it work. There we go. I'm gonna put this down here, so I need to chop off a little off the top. Reason being, because I want to put a hole in it. And so you just make sure that it fits your pocket. And that will work. Now let me see the journaling card. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this blue part out. And we're gonna make it fit in our pocket. You know, we get to work with what we have, and this will fit in there. Perfect. But I don't know if this one's gonna fit in here, which it's not, because I cut. What if I do it? Yes. Let me get my paper cutter and let me show you what I'm doing. I am taking the pocket as a guide, and I am looking where the scripture is, so it's going to have to be right at the edge of that scripture. So that's why I'm going to use my paper cutter for this. Put it here, make it as straight as possible, turn it around, and make it as straight as possible, close to the edge of that. Where's my pocket? I want to make sure that it fits in there. Great. This is going to be the base, and this is my tag. Perfect. I'm going to have a staggered look, and then this one is going to go in here. So I'm going to have the tag, which you can't see. I need to distress this one and this one, so that you'll have like a staircase effect, and it will draw your eyes to every individual piece there. So now, in order to change up your look of your tag, you can round the corners. I have this right here. It's from We Are Memory Keepers. It's a corner chomper, and it does a 1/4 inch and a 1/2 inch. I used a 1/2 inch side. I'm going to put it on the top, not on the bottom, because this is square. Here I am going to do the same. Oh my goodness. So that everything looks the same. Round the corners with a chomper at a 1/2 inch. If you don't have this chomper, then you can take your scissors and just round the corners on all 4 sides. But since I do have the chomper, I used the wrong size. I need to use a 1/2. I am using this so that it will look all the same. I am going to need my regular hole puncher to make a hole in this tag. I'm going to go ahead and make it. Eyeball it in the middle. Right there, so that I can put something through it. Okay. Now I'm going to take my inky tool, my ink blending tool, and I'm going to be using this Ranger Seaside dye ink pad that I have. And I'm going to be just stressing or putting some of this ink on the side. If for whatever reason you do not have this color, or you don't have a distressing tool or ink, you can use a marker, a gel pen, and go around it. You can use a makeup sponge and use some of your blush, your eyeshadow. All you're basically doing is applying something to the side. So when you put this on top, see how it pops versus the one that doesn't have any? It kind of separates it from the background or whatever you're putting it on top of. I am going to put ink on the back side because I am going to leave it blank. In the back, I believe it will be a good place for my pen pal to journal in. there's one. I'm going to do brown on that one. I'm going to use brown on that one, and I'm going to use blue on this one. Why? Because since this one is going to go in front of here, I wanted to have a contrast. I want to use a brown. And this one, if I use the blue, you won't be able to tell, but if I use the brown, you will. So basically, you're just using it so it can stand out, from the rest of the things you either put behind it or in front of it. And so it helps to have a few different colors. Like I said, you don't have to have the ink. You can use markers, gel pens, Sharpies, anything that you want to add to there. Switch this out and use the brown, and I'm going to use this Distress Ink Walnut Stain. It's just a brown. And so that's why I like to use it, so it could stand out. This little tag, this pocketed tag, makes a very good embellishment in your junk journals, if you're into junk journals, your mini albums. But I also like to send it off for Happy Mail. Happy Mail being mail that you send your pen pals or somebody just to brighten their day. You know, it's mail that is happy, which is not a bill, which is not a complaint from somebody, which is not something somebody wants of you. It's just that. It's meant to put a smile on people's faces. That's what I call Happy Mail. And again, I am going to do the back because for the person that I am sending this to, I believe that they will use it in their Bible journaling or their personal journaling. They'll use the back of it. And so instead of it just being white, I'll have a little bit of ink on it. And so here you can tell the difference from the blue, from the brown. Oh, I forgot to do the tag, and that goes in blue. The Seaside. You can make it as fancy as you want, meaning you can decorate it. I'll show you as we decorate. I am going to leave it, I am going to decorate some parts of it, but I want my decorations to be flat. Why? Because I am sending it in the mail. The flatter your mail is, the cheaper it is to mail. So I'm going to try to use stuff that stays flat, meaning I'm going to stay away from trims, like the ribbon that I'm going to put through the top of the lace, the top of the tag. I'll probably use some lace or eyelash trim, which is very flat, versus like a fluffy ribbon that I can make really pretty and put 3 or 4 ribbons through it, and lace and dangles and pearls and bling and all that, and make it so beautiful. But it's going to cost me an arm and a leg if it is more than I believe a 4th. Let me see. I made one of these. If I can get, once I put this in the envelope, if I can get it through here, I pretty much, and depends on the weight, of course, but if it fits through here and is very lightweight, I can pretty much send it off for a stamp, or if not, maybe $1.52. But if it does not fit through this slot right here, it automatically jumps to $3.46 just because it doesn't go through here. It is considered a package, and it starts off at $3.46, and then it depends how much it weighs. So you want, for me, when I send off stuff in the mail, I want it to be as light as possible. I want it to be as flat as possible. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to put some glue here on the edges of this pocket. The reason that you score this pocket is because you're going to have some leeway with the little flaps. So it gives you opportunity to stuff the pocket a little bit more, versus if I would have just taken a piece of paper, put it down and glued it down. You can still fit some stuff in it, but this way this is what's going to happen. You're going to glue it to your tag, this base, and you see how it has that little angle? Well, it's going to give you that space, a little bit more space to stuff things in there. And that's why we scored a 1/2 inch all the way around. Oops, it moved. So you're going to just place it down. You are going to have borders on either side and on the bottom. And that is fine. So now you have your tag that fits in here. Oh, is it still gluey? Oh, I was putting it behind that. Okay, okay. You're going to have your tag. You're going to have this one in here. And then you're going to have this journaling card. But this journaling card can get lost in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my tiny attacher. It's just basically a staple, a little smaller stapler. The staple is smaller, from Tim Holtz. If you don't have this, you can glue it on there. You can you can glue the ribbon on there. I'm trying to find a piece of ribbon. Yeah, let's use this one. I think it'll be cute. Oh no, it's pink. Blue, yellow. Yeah, yellow. I'm sorry, I'm over here picking out seam binding that I have over here off camera. You can glue it. Let me show you what all I'm going to do is take, this is a piece of seam binding that somebody sent me. I just took a little piece, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little loop in the, a little piece on the front, and then I'm going to loop it to the back. So it creates like a little tab. So now I can stick it in there and you can take it, pull it out. If you don't have the tiny attacher, you can use a regular staple. You can also use just glue, fabric glue, hot glue, even a little brad to attach it. And it's just so you could get this little tab. So now it's gonna, the journaling card's gonna be in there, but the tab's gonna stick out. So now you know to pull on it. So now let's embellish that, make it nice and pretty. I'm going to be using the Studio G glitter glue. I love this stuff. What does it do? It gives it a little bit of shimmer. This one's almost finished. I'm hoping that the camera will pick it up. All I'm doing is putting some on there and kind of going around in circular motions. Why circular motions? Because it gives it dimension, or at least I think it does. When the light hits it, since it's not flat, you're not just painting it on there per se, and you're giving it some movement when you you know, move it around in a circular way. It's not flat, so when the light hits it, there's some areas that are going to be flat, some areas that are going to have more because of the circular motions that you're doing. So when it moves, you can see that little shimmer that it has. Now this one's seen its better days. I don't think I can squeeze any more out of it. So thank you for your service. It's gonna be retired. I'm gonna take the same kind of glitter glue, and this is color gold, and I'm putting it on the wings of the butterfly so that it can stand out being different. Now I have this one in green. I'm gonna go back and do the leaves. I love this stuff because I think it gives it just a tiny bit of shimmer. Makes it stand out from the background. It's very affordable. I believe it takes your, this is pink. I'm going to put this on the butterfly. Just put a little bit, just so it could shine. It gives it a little bit of sparkle. And like I said, I believe it's $2 per bottle. They last you a long time. Let me see, I'm going to look into my bling if I have anything that will fit on there. I do have a blue one. I will put that there. smallest one I have. Okay, great. So I'll put this aside to dry. Now this one I already had done. This one is done with this one, which is more pearlesque. And just put that, and then in the middle I put the glitter glue. This one is dry already. Now we have the tag, which I am going to take the same one that I used in the beginning. I had a second bottle, which I need to put down on my shopping list for Michael's next time I go. And I'm just going to put it on the butterflies to give it some kind of shimmer. Okay, let's see if I have any more of those little blings. I think these are too big. I think they're bigger than the butterflies. I'm going to use the little small ones. Adhesive pearls. Somebody has sent me in a Happy Mail. I think this would go really well. Oh yes, beautiful. Oh, oops. Put one there and one there. Put something up on the top. Blue. I think I have some blue. Yep, I have some blue eyelash trim. Just gonna take a piece and put it through the top. Grab the ends, fluff it up. Take the ends, put them through the hole. Put it through this loop. So good. That needs to finish drying. And then I already had decorated this one. That's going to be right here in front of the pocket. So I'm going to take some glue. And glue it down. This one was done already. I'm going to plug in my heat tool so that I can dry the tag and the journaling card. So you are going to hear the heat tool. This one was also sent to me by my friend. This one was sent to me by Lily Beth. Hi Lily Beth, if you're watching, thank you so much for the heat tool. I have used it in so many ways. Use this one on the butterfly. Basically like a hair dryer, but in more concentrated heat. So you do have to watch it, because if you leave it on too long, the paper will burn. And so what you're looking for is that the glitter glue is dry. This one had a little bit more. Oops. It keeps running away from me. Okay, it's getting dry. It is dry. I have to be careful where I put this down, that I do not touch it myself, because it is hot. Let me unplug it. Okay, and here we have our tagged pocket. Let me put it together so that you can see how it's going to look. Once assembled, it's going to have the tag in the back. It's going to have the scripture. It's going to have the journaling card. That's going to have the little tab. And this is the decoration in the front, on the front. And so it makes a lovely excuse me, a lovely gift for your pen pal. Let me show you the first one I had made. And then this is the one just made on there on camera. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. It's something quick and easy that you can make from an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. I am going to give you the dimensions. I'm going to bring it up so that you can see it. Why isn't that one coming up? There we go. The tag base, it's 3 3/4 wide by 7 inches long. It's this piece right here. The pocket will be 4.5 inches wide by 4 inches long. On the 4.5 inch side, you're going to score at a 1/2 and 4. And on the 4 inch side, you're going to score at a 1/2. You're going to cut the corners or miter the corners, and you're going to punch on the top the little notch right here. And this will be the pocket. You're going to glue it here. The measurements for the tag is 3 inches wide by 6 1/4 long. You can punch the corners if you want, or leave it like that. Punch a hole in the top for the ribbon. And for the journaling card, it's 3 inches wide and 3/4 inches long to make your journaling card. Again, you can decorate it as you want. I rounded the corners, I inked it up, I attached a little piece of ribbon so it could have a pull, but that's up to you. And now you can send it off as happy mail for somebody. It fits perfectly inside a number 10 envelope. Let me show you. One of these long envelopes, like the letter business envelopes, it will fit inside of one. It should fit in one of these things. It should go right through. I'm going to lift it up, and it does. It has to go in there without any stopping, and it does. So I believe that perhaps it will be $1 to mail off because it is a little bit weighty because of the bling, but I will keep you posted on that. But it shouldn't cost me no more than $2 to send off. And this one, because it has bling inside and bling in the other one, this one's a little different, but it still fits inside here because of the decoration. This one's a little flatter and it will go off. So it'll make a great pen pal little thing to send off. I am going to use this as my little stationery, and I'll be writing a note to my pen pal on that. How you can use it in your journal, let me show you. If this was a journal that you were going to use it inside of, you could glue it down in the page, glue here on 3 sides, 1, 2, 3, and then you would have a double pocket, meaning you could stuff the pocket tag in the back, and you'll still have this pocket. You could glue all of it down, all glue, and just glue it down. You could glue it on the side, on the left side, and have a tuck spot right here, along with a pocket here. You can glue it on the right side and have a tuck spot here, along with a pocket here. Or you could simply take a paper clip and paper clip it in here so that the recipient of the journal could take it out and write on it and put it somewhere else and just paper clip it wherever they wish. So it's a quick project that can be used in your journals, as well as just putting it in an envelope, one of these business size envelopes, and send it to your pen pals. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. If you have any questions, leave them in the description box below, in the comments, I should say, and I will get back to you. And as always, my friends, happy crafting. Bye.